Good morning. Welcome back to Thicc and Fit Adventures. My name is Isaac.
I'm Anna.
So today we're going to talk about the Whoop. It's a fitness health tracker that we've been using for the past, 10 months?
Fish.
We had it before, kind of stopped using it for a while. We utilized just our watch because the Apple Watch could do very similar tracking for you. But we just found that the Whoop was it was better for us. So today we're going to talk about the Whoop and exactly what it does and how it can benefit you. On the Whoop, every morning when we wake up, first of all, it's a 24/7 wearable device. So that's one of the plus. Something like these last 4 to 5 days before you have to put it back on a charger. And even the charger itself is a little pod that you just slide right over, so you don't have to ever take this off. As far as these go, the bands come on the wristband. You can get one for your bicep, and then they also sell like wearable, like underwear or shorts that you could put on. They're kind of discreet. That'll keep it off where you won't be able to see it, and then or you could put like on your ankle or somewhere out of the way, so it's just not just another device on your wrist. So one of the benefits again is, like I just mentioned, the fact that you can wear it 24/7, the long battery life. One of the negatives for me, I think, is the fact that when I'm working out, I still need the watch to look down and monitor my heart rate. It doesn't have any kind of
Screen.
Yeah, it doesn't have any kind of screen on here, any kind of data that will show you unless you have it synced up to your phone. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and walk you through kind of how we operate every day using the Whoop. So first we open up the app, and right away when we wake up, it'll automatically detect our sleep and it'll start showing us where our recovery is. So on the very front screen, you can see it just gives you an overview. So right away it tells me that I got a 44% recovery and a quick 102 HRV. And then 79% sleep performance. That just means it requires like 9 hours of sleep for me. I didn't get that. I got 79% of what it recommends for me to be within my optimal ranges. What is yours?
All right, my overview as far as recovery goes, I'm at 50%. My sleep performance is at 77%. So not great in recovery, but pretty good on sleep.
Yes, you can see on mine it says recovering from strain. Yesterday, I was spending a lot of time, at least 5 hours outside in the sun doing some manual labor. I was putting up some fence because our dogs are naughty and they want to jump over. So anyways, that increased my strain. And then yesterday, let's just go further. So if we scroll down, you could go into you could customize my dashboard. So you can see what I have on mine, that kind of like what I'm looking for, like my steps, sleep consistency, efficiency, lean body mass, respiratory rate. And then if I go all the way down to the bottom, it just shows like our strain and recovery. And it gives you from like a full week's overview. So here the blue is your strain. And the idea is that whenever you have optimal strain or you're in the green, that your strain is gonna increase so that it matches that one. So you get the best performance out of it. And obviously if it's red, you want to try to keep that a little bit lower on there. All right, let's go to the recovery. So on the recovery, it has a few key points that we're looking for. On here, again, it shows the 44%. That's just overall for the day. Anna's is at 50. And then we look down a little bit further. My HRV is 102, which for me is normally 118 average. What does yours look like?
88, but it should be 95 or higher.
And then that's what it calculates. And then it calculates the resting heart rate. So for me, my resting heart rate is 54, which a little bit elevated. Normal for me is 51.
My resting heart rate normally is under 44. I'm at 45.
All right. And then you can see my respiratory rate, 14.1. That's a little bit down from the normal 14.7. And then my sleep performance, 79%.
My respiratory rate, is 17.1, normal 17.3. Sleep should be 78. I'm at 77.
Cool. So every morning we do this. One of the benefits for this in itself is the fact that it does have a journal. So for me, the power behind this Whoop is The data is cool. Again, you could get that from the Apple Watch. There's different apps you could use that may be a little bit cheaper, but this overall has been around for a while, and it works out for us. So for me, it helps me with the data tracking. So I put in my journal. It has like a little journal that pops up every morning, and I go in there and I track it. So for me personally, if I have, even now I realize that if I have even like a single beer, I know for sure that the next day it's going to significantly drop my recovery. Yesterday we went out and we had a beer last night with our dinner, and I knew it, but I just kind of wanted to see if it was the right thing, and I knew it. I was going to wake up potentially in the red. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
My recovery is usually based on my strain from the day before, which you'll see on my strain is usually 17 or above. So I don't know what happened yesterday. I took a rest day. Maybe the beer.
Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the garage. We're going to put on a little workout. We decided to do a couples workout where it's basically 20 minutes. You go, I go, 30 minutes of work for
30
me.
seconds.
Sorry, 30 seconds for me, 30 seconds for her. We're going to knock out a set amount of calories on the
Eco bike.
And then once we accomplish that, do you remember the number?
175 on the Echo bike, 150 on the rower, and then remaining time burpees is the score.
Yeah, so the score is the total amount of burpees. That's what we're going to go do now. And we'll give you guys an overview of what it looks like. And then we will come back and we'll share the strain with you and show how we track that and then how it looks from there. Cool. Let's go. All right, we just got done with our workout. Our score was not that great. What'd you get? What we got?
50 burpees.
So we only got 50 burpees. Halfway through the workout though, our time stopped, so we had to stop and do that. So I think that was it. So today, for me, that workout, it was a 20-minute workout. Really for me, it was 10 minutes of work, 10 minutes of work for her. And that gave me a high intensity interval training of 6.7, and you can see on here kind of where you open it up and it shows you what zone you're in. So for me, I spent zone 3, I spent 4 minutes, zone 2, 7 minutes, and then zone 1, 8 minutes. That's likely like the rest portion of it. Spends a lot of time in there. So is it good or bad? So what that determines, if you're able to get your heart rate down, you're not spending a lot of time in the heart rate zone, so that's pretty good for conditioning. If you weren't conditioned, this type of workout, your heart rate may stay elevated for that 30 seconds and it doesn't really get low to put you in that lower zone. So yeah, that's where I'm at. What do you got?
Zone 4, about 2 minutes. Zone 3, 9 minutes. Zone 2, 9 minutes. Zone 1, 3 minutes. And then I died.
And then if you go back to the home screen, the overview, you can see it calculated it there. It put in 7.3 strain for the day. So throughout the day, it's gonna continue marking your footsteps, how long you've been doing that. It's calculating your heart rate throughout the day, and that'll all go into place on your stress as far as your overall day. So if we decide to do another workout or do some training, get a fire call, whatever it is, it's gonna add to that strain. And then it's gonna give you a recommended time to go to bed, recommended time to recover, and then it has a little coach app inside there where it kind of gives you ideas of what to do. If you had a really good strain, it'll give you an idea to make sure that you hit 14 for the day. It kind of helps guide you through your day. Do you have any input on it?
No, it says I'm done for the day at 11.1 because I'm in the yellow, but I gotta do some pumping iron, so I'll pass that once again.
So this kind of workout gives you some strain. Whoop used to be biased towards
runners,
running or just keeping your heart rate elevated. They do have this new part in there where you could add the workout and it calculates your muscular load. It's a kind of a pain in the butt because you have to add everything that you did, but then it gives you a strain score, and it really
pretty
accurate, and it's high. So it's just a different kind of strain. So if you're doing 1 rep max back squat or heavy back squats, it'll calculate that load appropriately and not just go off the heart rate, which normally that would give you like a low one. So I would highly recommend getting the Whoop, or at least trying it out. They do have a 1 month trial, I believe. For us, the benefit was if you have an FSA or HSA account, it is now eligible for that. We got ours through the Amazon site, because Amazon works with FSA. So we were able to get a full year off of that, which is good for like tax reasons, helps your tax bracket, all that good stuff. I'm sure you could look that up as far as the benefits of FSA, HSA. But for us, we opted into that one. We got the year plan. We're loving it. Highly recommend checking it out, if anything, just for a month to see if it works. And for me, the benefit is the habit tracker, and it changed a lot of my personal habits.
All right, I think I want to post the workout, see if anyone wants to challenge that. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll put the workout in the comments below. Give it a shot, see if you could get us on this one. All right.
Have a good one.
Like and subscribe. See you on the next one.
Bye.